One, two, one, two. Hello YouTube, today we have a shortage on the motherboard, and I was able to trace the shortage down to a capacitor, which was, well, I was thinking it was this one, but it turned out to be that one right here. I will put the make and model of the laptop in the description or in the title, and if you have exactly the same laptop, this is the capacitor that's gonna go bad in your case right here. So instead of taking out all the capacitors on the motherboard, like I did here and here, you need to take out just this one, the PQ1401 location on the motherboard. I will show it to you in a second. What I need to do, I need to solder the new capacitor. Well, I basically took off two capacitors that looks like that one, and I need to solder new ones. I got the new ones here. Hopefully they're exactly the same, look similar. I will try to solder them right now. One right there, one right here, and hopefully the motherboard gonna work. All right, yeah, looks like the same size. If the size is the same, usually they are the same capacitors. So what I wanna do is I wanna solder one of the ends. All right. It looks like this end is soldered. Let's go over this end. Focus. And let's solder the other end. All right, so both ends seems to be soldered. All right. All right, I will touch up a bit more. Let's get the second capacitor. All right, so let's get the second capacitor right here. You should understand that I am quite old, and keeping my hand steady working on this kind of microscopic stuff isn't exactly a piece of cake. So yeah, if you're younger, you don't have this kind of problem. So let's what complicates this procedure here is I got a component on the other side that I don't want to damage. Nah, bad job. This is horrible job. Nah. Not exactly what I want to do. Okay. That's not working out. Let's try get this stuff here and position it right there. No worries, it's gonna be fine. What I need to do here is we're gonna add some flux right there, And I'm gonna add some flags right here, and this is what I didn't want to do. You see, when I add flags, things are flying all over the motherboard. Okay. Try another capacitor, I guess. Here. Let's get this guy back here. And let's position it like that. Like that. Good job. Looks like a good job. Let's position it like that. Looks like a good job to me. Now let's get this guy like that. Okay. And all right, seems like I'm not 100% sure about this capacitor being soldered properly, but no big deal. I will do a little touch up by hot air. All right, let's do a little touch up by hot air. All right. All right, so you see how well this thing got sucked in all the solder, and look at that, beautiful, beautiful, really good, really good. Okay, wonderful. Let's analyze. Yep, looks beautiful. And that guy looks good too. Yeah. Maybe this capacitor slightly bigger than those guys. This is the one that's supposed to look like this one, but they look the same. Anyways, let's clean this guy up. And let's see if we still have the shortage. Maybe it's this guy right here that causes the short, and the capacitors are going bad because of that. We will see in a second. All right. Now I don't see any other bad looking components here. Okay, looks good. What this pad does, it absorbs all of the extra liquid, the alcohol. That's not, this is a 99% alcohol that we use in order to clean the board, but if any residue left, needs to be cleaned as well. All right, so let's see. Okay, so time came to see if this is going to be shorting. I apologize, my microphone was disconnected. So what we have here is the wire that I soldered directly to the rail past the second diode, because the diodes shut down as soon as they encounter a short. Here we got the ground right here. So we're gonna flip this guy over. And here, that's the connection. We connect it to the power supply. We power up the power supply. We set the amperage to like minimal stuff, like 0.1, like that. 0.1, 19 volts, 0.1. And what we want to do is we would just want to power up and see if we're still going to have 19 volts. And we still get 19 volts, that means the shortage is gone. All right, let's see if we can add one more amp. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, so let's see if we add, what's going on here. All right, let's disconnect this probe. All right. Let's add 1 amp. Let's connect this probe. And let's power it up. And we get the amperage jumping. Right? Yeah. Anyways, that means we don't have a shortage anymore. We got the steady 19 volts. So we can safely desolder this cable from the motherboard and put the laptop back together and see if it's gonna work. Alrighty, let's desolder the wire from the 0 ohm resistors. Alright, let's make sure that the current gonna go through. Alright, and now we just have to assemble the laptop back and see if it's gonna be working. And again, if you got exactly the same laptop make and model, what you can do is you can just replace the capacitors. They are located right somewhere here on the motherboard. Yeah, one right here and one right there, but this is the one you need to replace right here. So when you're looking at the motherboard, that's the guy right there. This is the connector, and this is the guy. Okay. Alrighty, again, just wanted to show you that if I would be able to show you. Hold on. All right, so the capacitor that was bad is right here, this guy. I had to take out this guy and that guy, those two guys. Now we're gonna put the the thermal compound onto the heatsink and the GPU. We want to spread out the compound evenly. Now this is not a 3D camera, so you can see how much I put in terms of depth, but it should be enough. Okay. Ooh, this doesn't look exactly the way I want it to, but it looks okay. All right. Now let's analyze something here, and the reason you see, well, you could see the reason right away why this thing went bad, because this pad right here is not covered completely, and this capacitor was touching that metal surface of the heatsink, and you could see a burn mark right there, and you could see a burn mark right here. So both capacitors, and you could see huge indents right here for other capacitors. Let me check the other capacitors. Well, no need to check because I mean we don't have a short, but yeah, that's basically the reason, and that's probably the reason why all of that stuff not gonna work in the future too. So I have to do something about it. And what can I do? That's another question. All right, so again, the problem is two capacitors right here got burned. Let's see what we can do if we can just maybe take this guy like that. All right, so yeah, again, you can see burning right here, burning right there. Okay, so let's cut this guy down like that. And maybe flip this guy over like that. But still, that's not the solution. Anyways, so if you got this laptop, you will definitely have exactly the same issue with this guy, because the heatsink doesn't sit the way it's supposed to sit. What can I do about it? That's a good question. All right, so what I can do, first of all, I need to put some tape on top of the new components that I just put, because I mean, like a Mercedes-Benz, if you don't know the solution, let's just put some tape. No, I'm just kidding. Here, let's put some tape. Don't put the tape on top of that piece here that needs to be cooled. Put the tape on top of the capacitor that might be touching the heatsink when you assemble the whole thing. So technically it shouldn't be touching the, technically, but in practice they do touch. And that's, and I can see this guy right there is touching here. This guy gonna go next. That's just horrible design. I mean, how does one prevent something like that in the future? Well, anyways. Yeah, basically the reason the reason I'm gonna upload this video, because this is your problem. The heatsink sits on top of the components. This one still has some. This is probably the one that's gonna go out next, because it's, I mean, it's right there. Maybe I should bend out this part of the heatsink somehow. Yeah, right. Good luck. It's all forge stuff. Okay. All right. Probably need to move the pad here a little bit. Let's try and close this guy down here. Like that. Okay, looks good. Let's see if we can tighten it down by following the guide. So here is the first one. All right. Here is the second one. Okay. Here's the third one here. Is that number 3? And it says number 3. Now, the designs like that are not limited to just this laptop making model. I mean, I see it all the time with major brands, so it's not like I'm like, wow. It's mostly like, okay. It's mostly like, all right. So here, let's close down this guy the best we can right here. So it will put more leverage on that other side. And let's, I guess, not close this guy as much as we need to. Just a tiny bit here, tiny bit there. Otherwise, if you're gonna put too much pressure, I am afraid that this stuff gonna be touching the metal parts. Okay, so let's connect this guy. Good thing I did open it up, because I was like, shortages. And we're gonna connect that one, and let me assemble it back and see what's gonna happen. All right, so it turned out to be not a no-name brand. It was Acer Predator. Helios 300 series N17C3. Also right there it says PH317-51-7578 or 7678. One of two. All right, let's plug it in. Hope it's all gonna work. All right, let's see. We get the red light here, meaning it's all gonna be just fine. And we try to power it up. Why is there such a huge zoom in on this camera? All right, and we got Predator on the screen. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you got exactly the same laptop make and model. You can fix it yourself by seeing where the problem was. Here, basically the battery right there charges, the Wi-Fi shows up. Yeah, so yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe. I just want to see if the keyboard works, touchpad works. Thank you and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.